everyone, Beth Newman here, courtesy coaching for kids, but also reaching out to adults out there through this video series. Last week, I was working with a wonderful preteen who actually said to me, I have no desire to learn about good manners because I don't want my friends to think I'm a nerd. It was fantastic. But it got me thinking that there are those negative connotations, not just with kiddos, but with adults too, thinking that good manners means that we're trying to put on airs, that we're trying to be too proper all the time, that we're trying to be snobby. And that's not the case at all. Good manners, at its core, is basic civility. It is about putting other people at ease. It is about not making them uncomfortable because they don't know which fork to use. It is not about calling them out on things they need to be called out about, and I know I've been guilty of that myself, but it is making somebody feel comfortable. That's all it is, all right? And I found some great examples here. I got to get my cheaters here. This book, look, it's an actual book, not something on my Kindle. I've had this book forever, and I found some great examples of putting others at ease. At a great London banquet, dear Queen Victoria lifted her finger bowl and drank the water. She had to. Her guest of honor, the Shah of Persia, had done the same. At a Washington Embassy dinner party, the King of Morocco plunged his fingers into his teacup and wiped them on his napkin. He had to. His guest of honor, President Kennedy, had done it first. Two great examples of things that we wouldn't normally do, but we do because we want to put others at ease. And that's really what good manners are all about. So, how do we go about putting others at ease? There are lots of different ways to do it. First of all, coming from a place of kindness, greeting each other with a smile and an open heart. Being ready to engage in polite conversation. And polite conversation is basically, how's it going? How you doing? How you making it through all this COVID nonsense? Those sorts of things. It is not getting into someone's personal space. It is not asking those super personal questions. It's just noticing people and making them feel included. Now, how do we practice basic civility in these very strange times in which we're living in? And I'm talking specifically about the violence and the hatred that we are seeing, some in our own neighborhoods, some of us on the news, and it's horrifying, all right? What can we do? I don't know. But we seem to have lost civility in the situation. I always think that leading by example is the best method. Before we start spouting off about everything, we really need to see it from every viewpoint, all right? Now listen, we're seeing some horrible things that I don't abide at all going on in our society right now. But I think through a grassroots effort, that just being kind to one another, coming from a place of empathy, can certainly go a long way. Supporting those we need to support, and just simply doing the right thing. That's really what good manners are all about. Just doing the right thing and trying to set that positive example. So, of course, and we've all done this, we get on the phone, we get on those Zoom happy hours, and we start talking about all the stuff going on in the world. And we don't have answers, all right? We're just regular people. It feels good to vent, but we want to make sure that we limit that venting time, because that negativity will feed on your brain, it will feed on your soul. That's why it's so important, and I encourage you, in order to maintain your good citizenship, to not indulge in that too often. When you need to vent, vent, but let's not rehash the nightly news 24/7, okay? Let's come together and try to figure out how can we make things better. Taking to social media is a very popular thing to do with our rants, with our frustration, with our confusion, that seems to just feed negativity as well. So be very careful with those social media posts. First of all, if you have to post, make sure you get all sides of the stories and that you're posting something truthful, because there are a lot of falsehoods floating around out there and a lot of things designed, I think, to make us outraged. All right? Let's maintain our faith. Let's continue to go about each day thinking, I'm going to try to be the best I can be, given the circumstances, and I'm going to do my best to set a positive example. I think personally, and I could be wrong, but I really do think that's how we can practice civility in these times. Just doing what we know is the right thing. When we come from a place of anger or frustration, it's only going to lead to more anger and frustration. So really think about those posts, think about those conversations that we're engaging in. And again, let's put each other at ease. Let's make people comfortable. Let's understand that good manners and courtesy and civility have nothing to do with trying to act better than everybody else. That's certainly not the case. It's not designed for snobbishness, and it's not designed to make anybody look like a nerd. It's just the right thing to do. So, courtesy coaching for kids. I am here via Zoom to work with your preteen and your teen. For those of you in my area, and I'm located in the greater Houston area, specifically Fort Bend County, if you're comfortable with face-to-face, I'm comfortable with face-to-face. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. Find Courtesy Coaching for Kids on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. There's also a Courtesy Coaching for Kids channel on YouTube now. So make sure that you check that out. And I thank you all so much for spreading the word about courtesy coaching. I think there's a need out there, and I feel like it's my part to do what I can to just teach these basic good manners for kiddos and for adults. That's sort of my intention here with this video series, is to reach out to adults and maybe offer a few tips, a few gentle reminders. So adults, give me some ideas for topics, okay? Feel free to post questions, post ideas for things we want to cover in the comments section. You can always reach out to me through email, through direct message. I thank you all so much for forwarding these videos along. I thank you for tuning in. And before I leave today, reminder, do unto others and go out there and just be fabulous.